when you're Mo Salah and you understand you're the best player in the world, you do things that only Lionel Messi can do. Taylor Mo Salah. And of course, Kyrie Irving cannot get himself off the news for terrible bad things. And Kachi's best friend, Ben Simons, is doing the Ben Simons. We have so many problem children, so to speak, in sporting world this weekend. My name is Elijah Adeboale, and it's still the best show in the world, on radio, on TV. It's still no news, instant sports, and I have with me Kachi, I have Olawa, I have Olayinka, of course I have Sheyi. Olawale for some reason is off. Airing live on Urban Radio Scope on our YouTube channel and concurrently on all the podcasts that you can think of. Guys, you want to introduce yourself? Let me start with Oruku Kachi.
Sports fans, I'm a relieved man. Milan almost laid a goose egg over the weekend against Hellas Verona, but I'm pretty excited. Second on the table. So much to discuss over the events that happened over the weekend. Stay tuned for a cracking show.
All right, perfect. Langa.
Hello, guys. The Egyptian king once again shows that he deserves to be paid £500,000 per week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best show in the world.
All right, perfect. Shay.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to the show today. I'm sure this is not so much a very good time for Man U fans, but we're hanging in there. I'm sure there's still a better future in front for us.
I heard. No wonder Olawale went into ID. I was looking for him. Olawale, are you there? Oh, Olawale is gone. All right, perfect. So we'll start basically from the NBA. And last time that we saw the LA Lakers losing all their preseason games, they came back to form a mad, formidable team. The core being Nash and of course the Black Mamba. We are seeing this, and of course, don't write this LA Lakers off at your own peril. Rondo, Westbrook, KD, AD, and of course the King. Kachi, I'm going to start with you. Cause for worry for the LA Lakers supporters, or this is just a rebuttal or a mirage to what is going to come up for us when the season proper starts? Or these are just a bunch of old men that cannot hold their forte?
Without a doubt, these are a bunch of old men, but I think they can hold their own among the youngsters. I think it's too early for anybody within the Lakers camp, both management and supporters, start pushing the panic button. These guys are professionals. LeBron is entering his 19th season. Same with Carmelo Anthony. AD is a champion. He has done it before. Rondo, he will be ho-hum during the regular season until the playoff comes. He activates playoff Rondo. I don't think they should be worried. I think what they should AD, if I remember, after their loss to the Golden State Warriors, said there will be growing pains before they click fully. I watched a few of their scrimmage, and I see that LeBron currently plays a player coach role. I saw him dictating where Russell Westbrook should stay on the line. I think it will take the first 15 games before they develop a rhythm. LeBron already is in mid-season mode. He's going to take the other guys some time, particularly Russell. He kept turning over the football. He averaged about 6 turnovers over the 6 preseason games they played. But it's 82 games. They will not lose 82 games. Yeah. They may not be top seed, but wherever the Lakers end up being seeded in the playoffs, they will. I still believe that, barring any injury, and when I say injury, I mean LeBron repeats his groin injury, or AD breaking down like he always breaks down rather in the middle of the season. Barring any injury, the Western Conference will do both.
Okay. All right, perfect. Like, do you agree entirely with Kachi? 100%. Or you
in
have
this scenario. Hi, Dave. Hi, guys. This time around, I have to disagree with Kachi for various reasons. Shift to number one. When you look at the team right now, LeBron is 36, right?
Yeah.
He's in his 19th season. He's not getting younger. But, I mean, we know that last season he had quite a number of issues with injuries. And he's back. But can he be the LeBron? Can he be the king of 2 seasons ago? Or yesteryears? Now, secondly, and quite more importantly, the Lakers, they overhauled their team basically. A lot of guys are no longer there. A lot of guys that you could just close your eyes and say that, okay, this game, so and so is going to play. They're not there. Dennis Schroeder is no longer there, right?
Dennis Schroeder is not a basketballer. Kyle
Kuzma, the promising young star, is no longer there, right?
It wasn't so promising though.
Caldwell Pope, Alex Caruso, you know, Marc Gasol, we know him. We know his issues. He's out. Now, in came Russell Westbrook, Wayne Ellington, Carmelo Anthony, and 10 of those new guys, they are over 32. 10 of the guys that came in, they're over 32. So age is actually going to be a major factor against them. Because the truth is, once you are over 30, chances that you'll be in top shape, with the exceptions of the King, LeBron James, and a couple of others, chances that you're going to be in top shape, it's low, it's slim. So I believe that they're going to have very tough in the Western Conference. And I see even the Phoenix Suns might end up overhauling them because the Suns are still full of mostly young people. So Lakers, it's going to be a tough one for James to lift another title.
All right, bro. I'm going to come back to you. I don't want to use bad word on radio, but I'm going to come back for you when the Lakers overrun the Phoenix Suns over and over and over again. Don't worry, they're going to play a couple of times next season, so I'll come back for you.
I'll be waiting.
Okay, sure. I'm going to stay with you, Olayinka. Kyrie Irving. He came out over the week to say, guys, I'm not retiring. I'm still so much in love with basketball. This is what brought me the fame. And the people, we've had words for and against him. People tend to talk about all the good he has done, you know, how he has fed people that are hungry, how he's sending people on how he puts people on scholarship, and all the good works that he has done. You understand? Is a misunderstood personality. I agree, because I can resonate, because I'm a little bit like Kyrie, but I'm not that crazy though. But this, for me, this is straight jacket. Kyrie doesn't want to retire. He still wants to play basketball. At the same time, Kyrie doesn't want to do what's needed to be to play in the NBA. What exactly does Kyrie want? Or what exactly is the solution to this Kyrie problem? Because he has become a problem. And just to buttress this, someone over the week said Kyrie is about to hand LeBron another NBA title.
Wow. You can see the way I signed. Kyrie Irving has always been like a radical, you know, a talented player, can do a lot of things, can turn the game around. And he has always been a principled person as well, like every other person. But now we need to look at the greater good. New York City, at the beginning of the pandemic and in the middle of the pandemic, was heavily affected by COVID-19. Now, everybody, even those that were saying that there was no COVID-19 then, a lot of them, they've eaten their words. Some are still eating it. Now, you are expected to be a role model. You are expected to show concern for the people that you call your fans. And I mean, it's a bit disappointing from my own perspective that Irving has decided, in spite of, I'm sure they would have appealed to him, he has decided that he's not going to take it. And guess what? New York City's protocol cannot be extended
Bent.
or bent for a single man.
For a
It's
single
not
person.
possible. It's not possible. Even if it was a bigger star than him that was caught in the same quagmire, they will not bend their rules because we are talking about life there. I mean, what's the point in having dead fans supporting you? You can even have dead fans supporting you.
Exactly.
So I think he needs to have a rethink. I read an article not too long ago about KD, Kevin Durant, saying that the Ivan issue was going to be settled very soon. How he's going to settle it, we don't know. But the point still remains that as long as he does not take the COVID shot, he's not going to be paid for home games. And if he doesn't get
it doesn't
paid
look
for
like he cares. He's not going to be paid. He cannot even train or play with the team.
In New York,
Mhm.
Dave. He said that yes, he is a principled man. He said he's not all about money, but at the same time, he doesn't want to lose his money. So to me, ultimately, it's going to boil down to what he wants from the game. It's going to boil down to what he wants to be remembered for.
Exactly.
If he wants to be remembered for a man who threw away his principles in order to please the people, if he wants to be remembered as a star who decided to at least make the ultimate sacrifice anyway, make a very key sacrifice so that his own fans will see him play and probably win a title for them. If he wants to be
perfect,
if he wants to remember like that, he should do the right thing.
Kachi, I'm gonna come to you now, not with the Kyrie Ivey story anyways, because I have like 1 minute and 46 seconds before we go on a quick break. Your best friend, Ben Simmons, what exactly is the problem of this guy? This is a guy that cannot even make a jump shot.
Yes, unfortunately, I think the problem with Ben Simmons is the problem of laziness and the fact that he does not have people who tell gospel truths in his camp. I think he currently has people or yes men who tell him, oh, everything you're doing is right. And no one is objectively letting him know that talent can only get you someplace. It takes hard work to retain it. You know, this is a guy that has been in the league close to 7 years and has not improved his three-point shooting, his jump shot, or even his rim attack skills, you know. But we have to say that he finally reported to the Sixers camp. We hope and pray that he does what he does best, which is to defend and leaves the playmaking to somebody else to do. It's completely disappointing because the late great Kobe saw this boy as a young talent that could become very great if only he puts in the work. Ben Simmons was very, very much better than Jason Tatum, than Devin Booker. But you can argue the fact now that these two names I called are heads and shoulders ahead of him. His teammates are tired.
So basically, his teammates are tired, Kachi.
Absolutely. Danny Green came out during the last one of their preseason games to say, you know what? They are not calling him. They are not asking him to come and be apologizing to them. He should just come in and do the minimum they know him to do. And if he wants to leave, because this is a guy that they've traded around the league, and everybody has seen the kind of baggage he has. That this guy is just going to be a clog in the wheel. Yes, but right now, the truth is that it's similar to, and pardon me, guys, similar to the Nigerian problem. People want to keep praying, but they don't want to do the work. Ben Simmons wants to be earning the praises and say, oh, I think I'm a good teammate, but he's not putting in the work. I would likely say this. I think the process, which is the project the Sixers have between Embiid and Simmons, I think the process is over, and this season may be the last time. It's even possible that Ben Simmons may not finish this season with the 76ers.
All right, perfect. I just to add to what you said, Kachi, I feel when you have a lot of baggages, right? But you're a good player, whether a footballer or a basketballer. We saw the same thing with James Harden last season, that he failed to report to camp early. he came back looking like the biggest man on earth. But because he has the talent, right, and we know what he could do, and he went to the Brooklyn Nets, he showed what he could do, and he did it well.
I can even add to this to you. The late great Kobe Bryant never he never had friendship. You know, it is well chronicled the issues he had with a very dominant Shaquille O'Neal in his prime. They were not friends when they were playing, but they both knew what they needed to do to get better understanding between themselves, and they won 4 championships, or at least they won 3 championships together. Kobe won 2 more without him, and Shaq won 1 with Dwayne Wade. All I'm just saying is, as a professional, and we do this, we all have other things we do in life. Not everyone in your offices, in your past jobs, were your friends.
Exactly.
But you have to do to make sure that the collective goal of your organization is achieved. Right now, I think Ben Simmons is working against the collective goal of the
76ers.
It will just be shipped out. I'm sorry.
All right, perfect. Before we go on a break, I have a question that was being thrown around over the week, and I'm going to ask you guys. Shaq was the Premier draft a season before LeBron, and the question was asked that had it been LeBron and Shaq were in the same draft year, like they were drafted the same year. So jumping straight into the action and going straight into England, where I call it the best soap opera in the whole wide world, the best show, the best drama, late football, good football. And we saw that Brentford against Chelsea. Sheyi, I'm going to start with you on this one. Brentford look like a one-off when they defeated Arsenal at the start of the season, because we know Arsenal had problems and all. So nobody took them serious. But when they drew 3-3 against Liverpool, people had to rethink. Okay, that looks like this team is good. They were unlucky not to get at least a draw against Chelsea, if not a victory against Chelsea. Your overall take on this, and why is Eduardo Mendy not on the Ballon d'Or list?
Thank you, Debo. Let me start with the Brentford match against Chelsea. And I think it's noteworthy to mention that this same team defeated Arsenal, even though Arsenal was rock bottom at the time. A lot of injuries, a lot of uncertainties with Arsenal team. We understand that. But coming into the Premier League as an underdog, as a team that's been, I think they've never been in the Premier League so far. Yeah. And beating a club as huge as Arsenal was a big surprise to everyone. And kudos to the team, to the manager, and the club fans also. I think that their stadium is off in another level. Yeah. Coming into this game, they've showed everything that's there to show us this season. Drew with arguably the best team at the moment in the Premier League. Talking about the Liverpool team, we are talking of a team with Mo Salah, who tends to be the best player in the world at the moment.
Right now, yeah, 100%.
Yes. He conceded 3 goals against Liverpool and scored 3 goals. This is a team also that has been set up to be defensively strong. They've showed that this season. They showed it again against Chelsea, against Lukaku and the likes of Mason Mount. But for this match, I think a lot of things that summed it up for me, I have to point at officiating for this match, because I think if 1 or 2 decisions went the way of Brentford in that particular match, we should be talking of probably a draw, a win to Brentford. All around the game, could you believe that a Chelsea team can play a newly promoted team and only have 1 shot on target, which happened to be the goal? And that's actually that statistics, I think, says it all about the game. Brentford were denied, for me, a pure and applied penalty, when Tune was hacked down by what's the name of the defender? Because after looking at the replay, it wasn't offside.
Offside, yeah.
In the build-up play. So for me, I think that was a clear penalty. One of the commentators was really saying maybe the contact was not enough to pull him down, but I think the contact was enough
to
interfere and displace the man from taking a shot at goal. So for me, I think it was purely officiating that took the game out of Brentford. They were 90% the better team out of that particular match. I don't know if Katia has something different about this.
Katia, I'm going to ask you a different question. Eduardo Mendy was classic. That's. I don't want to use the word class. That might be exaggerative, kind of. But if I do, I'm still not going to be wrong. That was a strong performance from Eduardo Mendy. And why are we not seeing this guy on the top list? He won the Champions League, for crying out loud. And we see someone like Simon Kaya of AC Milan on the top 30 players in the world. And I'm wondering what exactly is happening. I don't know. I feel it's disservice. And I feel this guy actually showed over the weekend why he's one of the best players in the world. Is it like keepers? Keylor Navas came over the week to say it seems it's about time they give goalkeepers their own Ballon d'Or, especially because it seems nobody seems to understand what they do or appreciate what they do. So that's my question to you.
It's not. I think Keylor Navas is right. The goalkeeping position is not a glamorous position. It's not a position that is, you look at people even before Edu Mendy, the Iker Casillas, the Gigi Buffon of this world, the Jens Lehmann of this world, or Oliver Kahn, and you see those who have preceded him, who have won the World Cup, won the Champions League, won multiple leagues, not also getting this kind of recognition and mention. And you realize that the truth is, this is the reason why guys like Messi and Ronaldo constantly remain there. The goalkeeping position is not a glamorous position. Now, I also have to say, yes, he may have won the Champions League, but he was solid without being outstanding. Now, if you are now saying they should use the basis of a game in a season that does not count towards the award year to argue, then you'll be like, okay, maybe we're just being angered or angry fans right now. If it is next year's Ballon d'Or and Chelsea gets to compete, or at least they were competing towards the latter end of the season for all the trophies that matter, then yes, we can have the argument. But for last year, would you have said that even though they won the league, he was the primary why they did? You probably wouldn't.
I'm not saying he should be on the podium, Kachi. Just top 30.
In the top 30 players right now, top 30 players for the prior year. He was solid without being so fantastic. And I think that's why, for those who may know, the British Parliament or even the Nigerian civil service system, you are supposed to not be seen or heard. A good day is a day without issues, basically. It is only when there are issues that they'll be like, oh, okay, this is the department that caused the issues. Goalkeepers are usually known more for their errors than for their heroics. It's an unfortunate reality, but it's the sad reality that we've come to face. I think Edu Mendy probably, if it continues like this next year, should be in the running at least for African Footballer of the Year. Let us start from there. He has not even made the shortlist for African Footballer of the Year. We're already crying wolf for the World Footballer of the Year. So let's temper our anger and just be realistic a bit with this, please.
All right, imperfect. I always say the word perfect. Imperfect for me. If Mendy's king, I don't want to play that card, but unfortunately, if it was an Iker Casillas and a place for Real Madrid or an Oliver Kahn, at least it was going to make the top 10. It's just my opinion. I start to be corrected anyways. And of course, Leeds United continue in their fashion with a loss against Southampton at the St. Mary's. Redmond putting up for Carroll to score the lone goal for Southampton. City had more bulk of the possession. Looks like they struggled a little bit against Burnley before they actually won. Olayinka, your overall thought on the game, City versus Burnley?
Yeah. Well, for Burnley, it's such a difficult team to play against. They're not classy, they're not flashy, they don't have any outstanding players, they don't play attractive football. So it's always tough for teams that have a football philosophy to outclass them. All you have in the Burnley team are just 11 strong, determined players.
I'm going to report it to Sean Dykes. Continue.
and guess what? That has been their style for some years, and it's been keeping them where they are. It's been keeping them going. So, and I mean, you can't just bring in a top-class coach like an Ancelotti and expect him to change the philosophy there. No, it won't work. They are used to that kind of football. They make life difficult for other teams. Now, going to that match proper, I mean, City, we were expecting the usual, blitz in attack from the left, from the right. We were expecting them to break down Burnley within the first 15 minutes, slotting 2 goals. But that wasn't the case. I mean, even the first goal came, and I believe Burnley too, they had a chance. They had a chance which they threw away. Yeah. They had a very good chance
one. Had a very good one.
And they threw it away. And it was expected that with that chance that was thrown away, they probably regroup, continue to play the way they play, and get the equalizer. But deep down in my heart, I knew that City were going to bring out an ace. And KDP, Kevin De Bruyne, he did not fail to deliver. Kevin, is a player that I just see him to be one of the best in the game. Right now. I mean, and the way he scored that second goal was outstanding. It was on his weaker foot, his left foot, and it was a bullet. So, City, well, we all expected them to win. They did. It was difficult, and that's probably one of the hallmark of a world-class team, grinding out the results.
But that two-leg tackle by Laporte should have been a red card.
It should have been a red card. But whether it should have been a red card, but the truth of the matter is, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Whether we like it.
We are back on the animal farm. All right.
It's going to be like that. It's going to be like that.
All right.
Look at the match. It's going to be like that also.
Great one. Sheyi, I don't want to make you sad, so I'm not going to come to you on this one. Leicester City versus Manchester United. Kachi, I know I've said this over and over and over again. Ronaldo is not a number 9. Ronaldo is not a number 9. He cannot play as a center forward. Ronaldo can play as a wing forward, right forward, left forward, whatever you want, cutting in. Wanting to get the best out of Ronaldo, you'd have to go back to Real Madrid, use him the way Ancelotti and Zidane used him. With a striker that can actually sacrifice for Ronaldo to ghost off defenders. But we keep saying this. And for real, I know there are a lot of dunks being laid on the foot of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Don't use McTominay, don't use Fred together in the team. He has done everything. Sancho played, Matty started the game, still nothing. Outthought, outclassed, outperformed. And of course, Harry Maguire was a shambolic, was it bought for 80 million or 85 million? Shambolic 80 million quid that day. It was an horror, a show of horror, so to speak. Kachi, your thoughts?
Well, I think we must first give credit to Leicester City for making a game out of this. This is a team that had not won in the Premier League since August. amassing losses and draws, salvaging draws from the death. And we thought that, they should be there for the taking against United. But there's something I've always empirically proven, that when teams come back from international breaks, sometimes it looks as if everybody is at the same level. And that's where you see weaker teams or smaller clubs, let me not call them weaker, smaller clubs, almost the number against the bigger ones. We saw Brentford, we saw Burnley make a game out of it by remaining steady against really jet-lagged players. Now to the game itself. This game further showed the deficiency that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has with in-game management.
Yeah.
Within the first 22 minutes, when Mason Greenwood scored that screamer of a goal out of nowhere, it wasn't as if the Man U was knocking at the door prior to the goal. I thought that was when there should have been key tactical changes. Yes, you had, just imagine having a Greenwood to the right and a Ronaldo to the left with, a more mobile striker, like you said, causing some torments in the middle and pulling defenders away, like a la Benzema in Real Madrid, or even what Andre Silva does for the Portuguese national team, but we did not see Ole do that. And then Harry Maguire, who is not known to be the fastest defender, wanted to, made a boneheaded decision really to play that ball against a very nimble Kelechi Iheanacho, who squared it straight for Tielemans, and the rest was the rest is history. This is United's fourth loss, I think, in 5 games. I think there's cause for concern now. Even though they managed to come in, and kudos to the young Marcus Rashford, he took his goal very well. But they considered within 15 seconds after the restart, Man U considered the third goal. And then they got, just imagine a Burkinabe to get his first Premier League goal against Man United. It was a good win. I thought it was a good win for Leicester, but what it did was to show efficiency with Ole. I really would be surprised if the Glazers come out to say Ole's job is still safe. I really would be surprised. But let's not forget, we don't know, unlike Mourinho that will tell us what his release clause is. Ole has not told us what it costs to cut ties with him. But I think it's time for the management of Man U to start thinking. You mentioned it, and you might just be a prophet. They might have to look for a short-term solution in Antonio Conte and knock some senses into those boys. They are not playing with pride anymore. I listened to the post-game interview of Pogba. Pogba kept saying, we need to change something. We need to change something. I don't know what it is. He probably knows so.
He's telling you
to change the coach.
He probably knows what to say, but doesn't know how to say it.
But they need to change something.
All right, perfect. Sheyi, I'm not going to ask you. I don't want to make you sad. So I'm going to come to you for the Liverpool game. So Firmino has now netted 4 Premier League goals away from home this season, which is as much as Manchester United and Manchester City have scored in the league this season. And after scoring 9 goals in 48 games last season, Firmino is averaging a goal every 39.6 minutes. Only Salah and Jamie Vardy have scored more Premier League goals than Mane this season, 5 goals. And of course, talking about Salah, Salah is enjoying his best start ever to a season with Liverpool, registering 10 goals and 4 assists in just 14 appearances in all competition. That is a Messi level, if you ask me. Only Karim Benzema with 16 goals, Erling Haaland with 12 goals, have had more direct contribution in Europe top 5 leagues than Salah, who has 11 in this season. That was, we understand it's just Watford, so we should not get so excited. But this say Watford defeated Liverpool before they ran to the championship and came back. So, and that was a good welcome back to hell for Claudio Ranieri. And the fans of Watford were saying, thank you, Ranieri, for the time. We appreciate, we wish you good luck. After just 1 game, 5 games with dead. Mo Salah goes goal was magnificent. And that pass to Mane, oh God. Klopp said it's better than Ronaldo and Messi right now. And I agree with Klopp 100%. Shane, your thoughts?
100%. I think we've been talking about Mo Salah for the last 3 months. About his ability, about his form at the moment. Is this supposed to be, to be talked about as one of the best in the world at the moment? And I think you can see it already. We can see what it produces week in, week out. Let's forget about that. They were actually playing against Watford, which is a new promoted team into the Premier League. We know that week in, week out, Premier League teams can cause you troubles. But to do the same thing just in space of 7 days, against one of the best defense in the world, talking about Man City defense, and doing something almost the same thing similar the next weekend shows that this is a man that is on fire. I think Watford will really blame themselves. I think Ranieri needs to look at that team and turn it totally around. Otherwise, they'll be looking at the end part of the table. Danny Rose, I thank God that Manchester no agree for Mourinho to sign Danny Rose. Danny Rose looked more like a rugby player. He looked so puffed. It was, as in Mo Salah was a nightmare all day, all night for Danny Rose on the day. I still don't understand why Ranieri did not quickly pull out Danny Rose and actually, put someone else there. And
that's because we don't have any more better.
Let me say, Liverpool ran riot. They removed their 2 best attacking players, not really in terms of strikers now. They removed Trent and Robertson. Thank you. That's the 2 wing backs. Rested them. You could see that the game was totally ended at 60 minutes. And why? Because Watford decided not to come to the party. It was as simple as that. And if I may add, it's just similar to what I saw in Leicester. In Leicester, Manchester United, I just can't, I can't help it. It's a pity. I think I have to, because I think Ole should have removed Maguire after 45 minutes. The guy showed that he had no match fitness. He was slow to the ball from 0 minutes to 45 minutes. There was no reason for Maguire to end that match because they kept on conceding. He was trying to make changes to score goals, but you kept on conceding. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I need to say something on this show. I think Manchester United doesn't have a defensive coach. If they do, they need to change that defensive coach. And I think the majority of the problem coming from behind. Most times also when the wing backs go forward, they expose the back two. That is why Ole has to put in McFred that we keep complaining about. They need a proper defensive coach. I think they need to start from there. Anyway, they have to sack him.
All right. Perfect. I don't have so much
30
time.
seconds. Okay. I just want to chip in one more statistics about Mo Salah. He's now joint top scorer for African players in the Premiership. 104 with the legendary Didier Drogba. I think he's going to get to 120.
He's going to get
minimum.
More than 120, unless
130 minimum.
Unless he goes to Spain at the end of the season. And of course, to a shocking one, Aston Villa ran to a 2-0 race ahead of Wolves up until the 88th minute before Cody, Sai, and of course Ruben Neves scored the winner off a free kick for Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's a good one away from home for them. I I don't think Emiliano Martinez will be shouting so much again these days. And of course, Everton played against West Ham. West Ham won 1-0 of Bowen assist, and to the not so good 1,000th game for Steve Bruce. They lost against against Spurs. Tottenham Hotspur that I don't wish they ever win any match in this board. They won. Spurs won 3-2. Unfortunately, for Steve Bruce, we could be looking at an early sack for Steve Bruce. Report from St. James's Park said they were just trying to be magnanimous and allow him manage his 1,000 game before he actually gets the sack. We don't know what's going to happen to Newcastle, but like I said, Kachi, it's going to be a long journey for Newcastle for them to get to that level that they want to get to. And like Kachi said he does not know if they will not be relegated before then. I doubt it. Lingard is coming. Mario Icardi is coming by January. And of course, talking about Mario Icardi, just for your laughs, Mario Icardi's wife, Wanada, who happens to be the wife of Mario Icardi's ex-teammate Maxi Lopez, has come out to say Mario Icardi is trying to ruin their family and she'll probably get a divorce. And I'm wondering,
you should have seen that coming.
Yeah, that's a good story. It's a good joke. Jokes on you, Wanada. And of course, from there we'll move to Italy. And what we'll start, I'll start with you, Kachi. Milan versus Verona, 3-2 area for you on the day. Happy, Kachi. And of course, Zlatan Ibrahimovic came back in this match as well.
Yes, very excited. It looked like at the end of the first half, it looked like Milan was going to shoot itself in the foot. You know, they considered an unfortunate first goal, and within a few minutes went down through a penalty, and entered this halftime 2-0 down. But big credit to Stefano Pioli, who said that he saw the determination in his boys' eyes during the halftime break. They were able to have the deficit through the evergreen Olivier Giroud, who I don't think is the best player around, but when it comes to aerial prowess, is one of the top guys who currently playing the game of football. Uh-huh. And then Frank Kessie seems to have put all the noise about potentially leaving Milan behind him. Rediscovered his penalty scoring touch and equalized from the spot before Hellas Verona, within 2 minutes of equalizing, considered an own goal to make it 3-2. That's I think that's 7 straight wins on the bounce right now. Sitting second behind the Napoli team, who can't
stop winning.
Lose right now. As much as I want them to lose, I'm also still happy that they are winning because of the Nigerian influence. So I'm not really too worried. I think it will come down to the head-to-head over the course of the game. What makes me so much happier than even Milan winning was the fact that Lazio
you have to say that. You have to say that, right?
San Siro rival Inter Milan to the sword, even though they took the lead first, controversially in my opinion. They lost 3-1 to Lazio. I'm so excited. The football gods like me this weekend. It couldn't have gone any better for me.
All right. Kachi already gave us the whole analysis of the Italian league, so I don't even know what I'm going to talk about again. Lazio defeated. Just to so I will not sound so. I won't sound so myopic. I'm still going to say it. Lazio defeated Inter Milan 3-1, and of course Napoli through Victor Osimhen, like Kachi said, won against Torino, and Juve defeated Mourinho again. Mourinho is stuck on the 4th position right now with 15 points. With just 15 points. Wish Mourinho very well at Roma. I don't think the team is up there enough for them. And of course, in Germany, Bayern Munich ran to 5 new race in the first. In the first half. They were leading 5-0 in the first half. And maybe out of respect for Bayer Leverkusen, they decided to score again in the second half. game ended 5-1 in favor of Bayern away from home. It just gets worse in the German league. Honestly, the bully gets worse. And of course, RB Leipzig drew 1-1 against Freiburg. Erling Haaland came back with a brace for Dortmund, 1-3-1 against Metz. But just to throw it around, Olayinka, the coach of Bayern Munich, it's funny. This guy is a golfer and he's a 34-year-old boy. Sorry, 34-year-old man, if I'm not mistaken. And it's doing much wonders as expected, anyways. Unless you're Carlo Ancelotti, they expect you to win the league in Germany, anyways. So it's not a big deal, but it's just something we should throw around. It's not like he played professional football. It sounds more like Andres Villas-Boas as well. No professional football, but doing well on the coaching front, and we can't dispute that. Olayinka.
Yeah,
Nagelsmann.
Nagelsmann. I mean, first of all, you need to be fair to him. It's always tough to coach a bunch of stars, but when you look at the Bayern team, I mean, they are thorough professionals. Everybody knows their duty.
But he did it with RB Leipzig. Don't forget that.
Yes, he did it with RB Leipzig with a bunch of unknown players. In quotes. Now he has moved on to a bigger team, to bigger fries. Let me put it like that. And one thing you need to respect the German league, the German players for, is their discipline. No matter how big they are, they know that they cannot be bigger than the club or the nation if they're Germans. So I mean, he's in a team that consists of players that are ready to listen to whatever the coach has to say in order for them to win. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Tactically and technically sound. Now that he's in a team with players that are ready to listen to his tactical and technical output, he's just going to succeed. The sky is not the limit. It's a stepping stone to greater things.
Yes. All right, perfect. I'm going to Spain. Barcelona came back. Ansu Fati helping them 3-1. They defeated Valencia, the ex-nemesis of Ronald Koeman, because it was sacked at Valencia. Don't forget that. And of course, Osasuna defeated Manchester United rival Villarreal in Spanish League 2-1. Or should I say Manchester United nemesis in the Spanish League 2-1 he ended. Sevilla managed to defeat Celta Vigo 1-0 as well. And of course, that's about it for the major leagues. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the Champions League right now. I don't know how much time we have left, but we're going to discuss as much as we can in the Champions League. Chelsea versus Malmo. Olayinka. No, sorry, Shay. Chelsea versus Malmo. Chelsea at home. Are we expecting a victory for Chelsea, or it's going to be a labor victory for Chelsea, or a draw? Because we don't understand Chelsea again these days.
That's actually the word. You don't really understand it. But playing against Malmo at home, I just expect them to, no matter what, to pick out the 3 points. They are still good at the back. So that gives them that kind of foundation, that edge to build from that defense, get a goal or two, and shut the doors totally. A team like Malmo should not be the team to trouble them. I expect a win.
So, Kachi, Zenit versus Juventus. Are we expecting a Juventus victory on this one?
Because it's getting colder right now in that part of Europe, I think that game is going to be an early kickoff. You can never rule out Zenit. Juventus on paper, yes, but Juventus are also facing their own issues. It's going to be a very tough one. I actually think this game will end in a draw against a Juventus win, primarily because it's getting colder in Eastern Europe as we enter the fall. Not sure it may, because it's just October, Juventus may just catch them at a good time, but I still think this game will end in a draw. will be the surprise of the game
All right, perfect. Salzburg versus Wolfsburg. Shane. Salzburg versus Wolfsburg.
Yes, Debo, I think this should be probably ending in a draw between the two teams. Probably because Wolfsburg will be playing away from home. And I think this
Salzburg
match
is
will
one of
end
the
in a
most
draw.
underrated team in Europe.
Yeah,
We see
yeah.
we see
And
what
in
they
that
did
group,
against Sevilla, and Sevilla were they were lucky to run away with a
yeah,
draw.
yes, I
Get
think
a
that was
draw.
a one-off. One-off. I think Wolfsburg is still. I think Wolfsburg is the strongest team in this particular group. So giving them a draw in this particular match, I think I've done a good service to Salzburg.
Don't worry, Shay. I'm betting against you. I'm telling you, Adeyemi will score 1 or 2 goals, and Salzburg is going to win. Kachi, Lille versus Sevilla.
I think Sevilla they're gradually getting a grasp again that they are telling themselves mentally, this is the Champions League and not the Europa League. Lille, I don't think they really have that depth. Yes, they may be playing at home, but I think that lack of depth and the lack of they are not as clinical as Sevilla would be. Luke De Jong, I think, will be spearheading that team this time around. I think Sevilla should win this. It will be an away win for Sevilla.
All right, perfect. Brugge versus City, Club Brugge versus City, Shay. Or City victory. We are open. Or City win. Do you agree, Shay?
City whitewash.
City whitewash. All right, perfect. Salzburg versus PSG versus RB Leipzig. Kachi.
Whoa.
Messi and Neymar did not play over the weekend. I guess in anticipation for this match. So
no, I mean they played in their various qualifiers and the UEFA Nations Cup. I mean it was a game they Pochettino thought they could win without those two talismans.
That's all, yeah.
I expect them to be back, and I also expect PSG to win it. But if they don't, let's put it on record here that Pochettino has shown that he doesn't know how to manage egos yet. I think what I want to see is how well they play together as a team, more than
individual brilliance.
More interested in their way of playing than the result. But I think PSG would win this.
But just to put it out, Kachi, before we move on, I know we don't have so much time, but does Pochettino actually have a play style? I don't think so. His teams are not known for any major philosophy.
I think they do. I think before he came to, I think he was in Southampton before.
Yeah, he was in Southampton. Yeah, they were just fit.
Because those players were hungry and they listened to him. Same thing in Spurs. They had not won anything and they could listen to him. You know, right now.
But what's his philosophy? It's not like he has any attacking. It does not. We know Mourinho is anti-football. Asenga is attacking football.
He does not play the possession football. He plays the high press. Don't forget that they press very high from the back, and he believes his best form of defense is to constantly attack you. The English football actually suits his style of play much more than it does in France, because those boys will not play frenetically for him. The English football, you know that 90 minutes, that team is, especially if you are leading by just one goal, the team losing will come at you, and there's a way you can keep the high line and nullify their threats. Right now, everybody in PSG, everybody in France respects PSG. So they play with 2 solid banks of 4. Right? He does not play a possessive or possessing football. That's why it's very hard to break down those 2 banks. And he's relying more on individual brilliance, which unfortunately will not work in France. I think he has a style. He's just coaching in a team of players that not listen to him as much as he would like.
All right, perfect. So Besiktas versus Sporting, Olayinka. We know Sporting is the whipping team of the group. So are we expecting Batista to do the same for them?
Well, going by the performance of Besiktas so far in the league, they've not been doing too good as well. I mean, their last match they were not too fantastic. This match is a dicey one, so I won't be surprised if he ends in a draw or a draw. I'll go for a draw.
All right, you're being nice. That's good. You're the new Shea now. Ajax versus Dortmund, Shea.
Yeah, Ajax.
Dortmund.
Yeah,
Ireland,
I think
Ireland is back.
yes,
Ireland.
and I think that should be like a top of the table clash in this particular group. One thing for sure is it's going to be a very interesting game. Two teams that play football the right way and also like to play young boys.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to enjoy and see a lot of goals in this match. But I would like to go for Dortmund to just edge it, probably by the hot goal.
All right, perfect. Kachi, Inter Milan versus Sheriff. I'm not supposed to be asking Kachi this anyways, but whatever Kachi says, I'm going with Kachi. I feel Sheriff is going to win Inter at home anyways.
I think Sheriff has lost the element of surprise now.
Yeah, that's true.
I believe that they are no longer unknown. 2 good games against 2 powerhouses has brought them. I'm sure there were scouts across the group going to all their training, watching their weekend games if possible. And then they are going to play an Inter Milan team that was stung over the weekend by Lazio. There's a lot at stake. I think Inter Milan starts to clip the wing of Sheriff.
All right, perfect. Kachi, just before we move on, do you think Simone is doing what's his name again? The brother of Inzaghi. Simone Inzaghi, yeah. Simone Inzaghi. Do you think he's doing a good job at Inter Milan?
The players seem to have they seem to have embraced the style and approach. He did not disrupt what really worked. He hasn't come to introduce an aggressive, completely change everything. I think he's trying to do it gradually. The players are buying into it. I at the end of the game, I saw how stung and hurt they were losing over the weekend. Simone himself is also making his bones. This is the biggest club he's coached. So let's give both of them time. I think he's going to get the grace because Inter won the league last season. If they can compete and remain in top 4, it will
suffice. All right, perfect. Donetsk versus Real Madrid. Olayinka.
Another banana peel, right?
Yeah, but Madrid did not play this weekend anyway. So
yeah, they didn't play that game. The match was postponed. Honestly, Madrid, ever since in the last 2 seasons, they've been a bit unpredictable. They've been carried by one man called Benzema. He's done a lot of shouldering of responsibilities, and he's done pretty well. Can he continue in that vein in this match against Shakhtar? Will be tough. Shakhtar
away from home.
Yes, I was about saying that. Now Shakhtar at home They tend to play with the 12th man, which is their crowd. They always play very well. But as it is,
and the 13th as well, and the 13th man as well, the weather.
Yeah, the weather. But really, I'll put my money. If I were a betting man, I'll put my money on Real. They have the class, they have the players, they have the structure, and they have that aura. That psychological edge to win it, and they're going to win it. They're going to win the match.
All right, perfect. Since we're pressed for time, I just want who you think is going to win. Atletico Madrid versus Liverpool. Shea.
Draw.
Okay. No, we must.
I think Atletico is fresh. They didn't play over the weekend. Liverpool played over the weekend, and I think that's why Klopp had to rest his flying fullbacks.
Okay, yes. All right, Kachi, Porto versus Milan.
I think your prayer Milan currently is decimated. They are going to be missing my goalkeeper. Although I think the old head of the 40-year-old young man, Zlatan, may be the tilt towards Milan. I expect Milan to win it so that we can start our revival in that group.
All right, perfect. Olayinka, Barca versus Kiev. Are you going for Barca of Dynamo Kiev?
Kiev to pull an upset.
Wow.
You can call it an upset.
Wow. At the Camp Nou. That could be.
It's possible.
Anything
is possible.
That would be the end of Ronald Koeman. United versus Atlanta. Kachi, I'm not going to come to you, Shay.
Atalanta to win United.
At Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford.
Wow.
Atalanta win United. I'm doubling down.
Okay.
Trafford is back.
Benfica versus Bayern Munich. We know who's going to win. How many goals do you think Lewandowski is going to score?
4 goals.
And of course, to the last one, Young Boys versus Villarreal. Olayinka.
The Spaniards are not going to allow those young boys to mess them up the way they did to who. Villarreal to win. Villarreal to win.
All right.
Villarreal to win.
All right. To the best of the rest, Aaron Bisiwaka. The name I don't know. Correct me.
Wan-Bissaka.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka has his red card overturned, so it's going to be available for Manchester United against Villarreal. Luka Jovic of Real Madrid is currently being monitored by Arsenal in anticipation for him to move to the Emirates. Ansu Fati is back and back bigger for Barcelona, so you expect more from him. And Eduardo Mendy has been named a world-class goalkeeper by his coach for his heroic over the season. And of course, Tuchel says we should take it easy with Lukaku that is bringing his team and is not being selfish. 98 million should be buying you goods, not unselfishness, if you ask me. That's the wrap, and that's the show. We're still the best in the world. It's still New System Sport. My name is Sidalijaya Adeboale. Join us and continue the conversation on our social media at New System Star on Instagram, New System 1 on Twitter, New System Sport on Facebook, New System Sport on YouTube. Till we meet again next week. Thank you very much, guys, for staying tuned and having us. Bye.